What's up, everybody? It's Scott, the Digital Marketing MBA. And man, I've been getting a lot of messages and trying to help out as many people as I can. I'm not getting back to everybody. I'm sorry. But I'm trying. I'm trying to get to all of y'all. But I'm really surprised, and sometimes I forget, right? I'm in marketing. You guys know music better than I do. I forget sometimes the things I take for granted that are pretty basic. So I wanted to touch on something that I felt was pretty basic, but I get now that a lot of you are missing. So I want to maybe take a step back and simplify this. And this ain't talk down to anybody. I want to make sure you have the foundations, the basics, right? So there's something called content engagement marketing, and that's where you interact with people and build relationships. And I highly suggest that you start doing that. If you know nothing about it, Gary Vee, though he didn't originate it, it's an old concept. He made it very popular by creating something he calls the $80 method. So just search for Gary Vee $80, Google that, and it will break down a good plan for content engagement on Instagram or other platforms. You can do it on YouTube, you can do it on Facebook, wherever you want. But I recommend that you Google that. So that's one thing. And now listen, first of all, you got to be authentic. You got to really want to build relationships. You got to really have a good sound, good music. This doesn't work for just anybody, but it's a great base to build from when you've got something good going for you. So look at that and try to build on that and partake in that. And I don't care to put all this stuff out here because I know the fact of the matter is I'm not creating competition for my artists or myself because only about 5% of the people are going to take action and have the wherewithal to continue doing it for month after month after month. And these are type of things that take hours every day for people that don't have a budget, but it takes months of consistent work, and most people just ain't going to do it. I know that. So I got no problem putting it out there. I ain't creating no competition for anybody. There's just a few people that are willing to do that. I hope you're one of them. But anyhow, so look that up, content engagement, $80, Gary Vee. Now, somebody else along those same lines was telling me today they've been trying to get featured on playlists, but they can't ever seem to get picked up. And I asked them, what playlist are you applying for? Spotify, individuals. And they said, well, the Spotify playlist. Listen, that's tough to get on. I don't know. Listen, I can't say this for a fact. I'm not in there. And I'm not talking down to Spotify. I love Spotify. But to say that there's not big meetings where these record labels and these different people come in and court Spotify and tell them about some upcoming artists they should feature and stuff. If you don't think that's happening, I think you're naive, right? I think it's really difficult to get on there. Don't get me wrong. I've got an artist got picked up and put on new release. We were marketing strong. They got picked up on new release. We got a lot of streams from that. It was a beautiful thing. But there's this concept called Payola that I think still goes on in some way, shape, or form, where they in a roundabout way court the Spotify and the DJs and everybody else to play certain music because they got the money to do that. Now, courting may mean taking the playlist curator to a Knicks game in the box, or letting them, hey, can we fly you up so you can see some of our new up and coming artists, and putting them in a 5-star hotel and wining and dining them and introducing them to all these new artists. Well, of course, if they did that to me, I'm going to put these artists on my playlist, right? Because now I'm aware of them and they're treating me good. I want to return the favor. So it's a gray area as far as legalities go, but I guarantee that stuff goes on. So all that to say, I would be going after the individual playlist that are curated by people like me and you, but they've built big followings. So how do you do that? Well, first of all, you just don't come at them like putting your hand out saying, put me on your playlist, right? You got to build relationships. I put a post on here this week offering to do a giveaway. I said specifically, this isn't about you and this isn't about me, but put somebody's name in there that you want to bless. You know how many of y'all put your own name in there? It was disappointing. I ain't mad at you and I ain't blocking you. I know you wanted the book and you want some help, but I'm trying to teach you this was an opportunity to bless somebody else. When you learn to serve, it's going to come back to you, man. Don't you believe in karma? Don't you believe in sowing and reaping? I promise you, you got to learn that principle if you want to get anything done. Beyond that, man, it's just respectful, and that's how you build authentic relationships. But back to the point. So I want to kind of give you a real quick rundown of how I would go about, and I have gone about finding these playlist artists. It's a basic thing, but a lot of you just don't know this. So what you might do is you come in here and you type in rap, and then we search for it, and then we're going to go to see all playlists. And now we start coming up playlists. You ain't going to get in these top ones, and they're usually sometimes yours. What you want to look for, see these Spotify logos in the upper left-hand corner on all four of these. You're probably not going to get on the Spotify playlist right out the gate, right? So we're going to kind of scroll down, and we're going to look for something that looks, let's say, honestly, a little bit janky. Or maybe it doesn't have the Spotify logo, or it's going to have 4 pictures on it, which means no one made a cover for it. So Rap Essential, see, it's got a company logo in the bottom corner. So I know it's not going to be that one. Dixter did that one. We got some more Spotify's, Rap Rising. And then what you want to do is if you swipe left, okay, so this isn't an individual, it's another company. But I could reach out to this company. These two At Raps videos and At Raps Risings might be the same name they use, I would imagine, on Instagram. So I might reach out to them and say, hey, if they got a lot of followers, how do I get 50,000? They do. How do I get on your playlist, right? Or share their playlist to catch their attention, send them some nice things, build a relationship, give to them before you ask. Give to them 10 times before you ask, right? But we'll keep looking. If you got jazz rap, that's probably an individual who put that together. No, Spotify. But we just got to keep looking, right? So we keep rolling through. This is what I would do. Emo rap, okay? If you're an emo rap, that's the fastest growing genre. Did you know that on Spotify? Promoting Sounds did this one. Let's take a look at them. Look. So here's an email, promoting sound Spotify at Gmail. It's a company, but reach out to them. How do I get on it? Here's the good thing. Depressed rap. Here's another one. Okay, look, name, Chalky Bones. So now I know this is an individual, more than likely, right? Or another artist like you and me, or like you and my artist. 55,000 followers. Business inquiries, promoting sound Spotify at Gmail. It might be the same email, but the name's different. But anyhow, right there's a great one. So you reach out to this guy and say, man, how do we do business? What you want to look for, though, is you keep going, new rap, right here. See this 4 covers all together, 39,000. This is an individual. We touch on his name. He's got multiple playlists. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that name, Diraj Nuthaki, and I'm going to search for it on Instagram and Google and Facebook and YouTube. See if I can find this dude and reach out and start building a relationship and get on there. So 2 things about that. I have my #1 artist doing that right now for about the last 6 to 8 weeks. He's doing content engagement on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. About 3 hours a day. Just building relationships. And you know what happened this week? He made such a relationship and an impact that one of the guys said, you want to be a moderator on my Facebook page. They got more than 100,000 hip hop fans. And he said, you can be a moderator, and being a moderator, you can have 1 post at a time of your own music up, your own videos up, to include in all the stuff that we got going on the page. He put his video, he embedded it from YouTube, put the link in from YouTube, and we're averaging 800 to 1,000 views a day. He sent me a message a few hours ago. He said, boss, we're going to break 2,000 today. It's day 2. But that's because he spent 6 to 8 weeks cultivating relationships, building trust. Then somebody handed him the keys to basically a page or a playlist that was able to promote him. So that's what I'm talking about. The work pays off. I promised him it would. It did. It's starting to. That's only going to continue to snowball for him. You know, another thing is too, you're going to send stuff out to these people, these business inquiries on these playlists, and here's what you're going to get back. And I'm just keeping it real with you. $40, $60, $100 to get on our playlist. We'll put you on there till you get 5,000 spins, 20,000 streams. We'll leave you on there for a week. We'll leave you on there for a month. Now, Spotify says you can't sell that placement. You can't charge for that. That's in their terms and conditions and rules, right? But that is the term payola. If you ain't familiar with it, look it up. It goes on. Man, I'm telling you, the labels are doing it. The people with millions of dollars are doing it. So I think the little indie artists should have no problem. Somebody spent good marketing money and time building a list like this, playlist, with 50,000 people that are following it and streaming it every day. They want 50 or $100 from you. I say pay them. So let me read you some real quotes from New York Times, right? Universal Music Group, the world's biggest music company, has agreed to pay $12 million to settle accusations that executives paid radio programmers to play songs. Okay? Last year, the authority settled with Warner Music Group for $5 million and Sony BMG Music Entertainment for $10 million in similar arrangements. How are you going to compete with these record labels, you little indie artists, who are paying millions of dollars out to these radio stations, DJs, all these different people to get their stuff featured and played? You can't. So, two wrongs don't make a right, but fight evil with evil. If I got to spend 50 or $100 to get my guy on a list to help him blow up, and to return the favor to the playlist curator who spent time and marketing money to build that list up to $50,000 or $100,000, then I think it's a fair exchange. Of course, I'm going to keep that on the low because I don't want Spotify canceling our account. I won't use bots. People are like, oh, I ain't going to pay, man, and I ain't going to cheat the system, and streams are fake, and that's why you can't sell out a show. And J. Cole said, man, listen, I just read it to you from the New York Times. All the big labels are doing it. Don't be ignorant. This is business, right? I don't believe in fake followers. I don't believe in fake profiles. I don't believe in robot streams. That stuff will get you banned from Instagram, from Spotify, and everything else. But if a real playlist curator worked hard and built a decent playlist, and he's trying to cover his expenses, then ask him for a few dollars, I ain't opposed to that. But you know what? I'd like to hear your opinion, because I know a lot of you are not going to agree with me on this. So let me know. Send me a message, post in below this, comment, and tell me why I'm wrong. Tell me why you wouldn't do it. And you got to remember, guys, I'm not the artist, right? I'm the businessman. I'm the marketer. I'm not looking at this from an artistic viewpoint. I know there's something for you guys to stay true to the art and not feel like you're paying your way. But I'm telling you, that's it's business and it's marketing. That's what happens even most time when you don't want it to happen, right? Why do you think people pay these rappers, these new guys that we never heard of, Block Boy J, all these, they pay hundreds of thousands, not millions of dollars for features from these big artists, because you got to pay somebody to get you on, to get ears on you, to get eyes on you. It's business. It's how you get through faster. Look in the book industry. You know how many people have been caught buying 100,000 copies of their own book or pre-selling it to their church? We've seen all kinds of stuff in order to get on the New York Times bestseller list, and then it snowballs and they get their money back in the real sales. There's all kinds of games that get played like this. But anyhow, all that to say, I'm not saying be shady or do anything wrong, but I'm saying when you send emails to these guys, business inquiries, some of them you build relationships like my guy did, and they put you on, right? Other times they're going to ask you for 50, $100. I'm not opposed to it. You have my blessing for it. But if you totally disagree with me, then let me know about it. I'm a grown man. I'm thick-skinned, and I'm open-minded. Maybe you can talk me out of it. Maybe you can tell me what the real inherent downside and real evil is of it. How I'm really cheating my artist if I was just slip somebody $50 to make sure he got on one of these playlists. I'd like to hear that. So I hope this helps you at least know how to go and start looking in profiles and find playlists to get on, how to start using that $1.80 content engagement marketing, start building real authentic relationships, and grow together with some other people by blessing them. So go and do some stuff for some people that you've been waiting on them to come do on your YouTube video, on your Instagram account, on your Spotify, right? Go give somebody some streams, share their music, be a blessing, watch and see if that don't come back to you. Have a great evening, guys. Thanks.